says you're live. There, you're going live. Woo!
There we go. Ugh. Okay, so that was annoying.
I'm sorry.
Baby, you know that I prefer to be a little more on the family-friendly side than most other people in my field.
Don't do it.
May I?
Within reason.
Within reason? Okay.
Yes.
Fuck you, YouTube.
Oh.
Why did we have to go through all of that? I remember not long ago, all it took was a single push of a Stream Now button. And now we gotta go through all these different servers and passkeys and... Hey, this isn't working now. Why isn't it working? It's not working because of this. Okay, well, how do I change that? Hello? I need to stream. I know you do. Then tell me how! No.
Okay. I complained enough. Now 'tis time to get into the fun part of the stream.
Fun part of the stream. Hey guys, how you doing? Let's see, I like being in the thing myself here.
Bob was not flipping the bird to you guys. That was for YouTube.
Purely for YouTube. I'm sorry if there is any kind of confusion in there. No. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's working. Alright, good. So, yeah, we are here to once again read from the classic tale by Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I am going to be providing the very fun voices to narrate the story to you all, done on your suggestions, and hopefully they'll be a little less angry than I'm feeling right now. So, huzzah! You guys just shout them out in channel, and my lovely lady Raven will be moderating and see which voices are getting the most kind of attention, which ones are sounding like really good ideas, and hopefully we'll try not to do too many repeats of what we did in the last stream earlier this afternoon. What's looking really good right now, Raven?
From earlier, before the stream started, on one of the streams, I don't know, someone suggested Jerome Valeska's Joker.
A little bit of Jerome, huh? Let us begin then with How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Please don't ask why, no one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
Okay. Beast Wars, Megatron.
But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Whos, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm, lighted windows below in that town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now, hanging a mistletoe wreath. Yes.
And from the last stream that didn't get chosen,
I'm sorry,
Obi-Wan
guys.
Kenobi.
And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow he knew all the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early, they'd rush for their toys, and then, oh the noise, 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 noise! That's one thing he hated. The noise, 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 noise!
Let's go right into Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, then the Who's young and old would sit down to a feast! And they feast, and they feast, and they feast, 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 feast! Muy, muy! They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beast, which was something the Grinch could not stand in the least!
Oh, that was good. How about Adam Sandler?
And then they do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. And they'd stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing. And then they'd sing and sing, sing, sing. Oh, the Who's would sing, and they would sing. And they...
Yay! Okay. Jiminy Cricket.
And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas scene, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how?
La, 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 la. Can you do some Arnold Schwarzenegger?
And then he got an idea! An awful idea! The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea! I know just what to do! The Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus out of the coat! And he chuckled and clucked, what a great Grinchy trick! With his coat and his hat, I look just like Saint Nick! Jingle all the way!
Jingle all the way, oh my god. Pepe Le Pew! You're French, you can do this?
Maybe. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer were scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max, and he took some red thread, and he tied a big horn on the top of his head.
Woody from Toy Story.
Then he loaded some bags on some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, get up! And the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town. And all the time he was yelling, get away, you stupid dog!
Oh my goodness. Okay. How about some Pingo?
I hate you all. All their windows were dark, quiet snow filled the air, all the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care, when he came on the first little house on the square. This is stop number one, the old Grinchy Claus hissed, as he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. Hello! Fabulous! Fabuloso!
Oh my goodness.
To every homosexual person who ever... Sorry. To every homosexual person who ever existed, I apologize.
Oh my gosh, the lag is real.
Is it?
Yes, you're just now apologizing on the YouTube stream.
Thank you,
okay.
YouTube.
What did I just say? Did I say anything? I didn't say anything. How's your crow?
How's my crow?
Crow T-Bot.
Crow T-Robot. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch, but if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. Wow, I can actually do a new crow pretty nicely, huh?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
He got stuck only once for a moment or two, then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue where the little Who stockings all hung in a row. These stockings, he grinned, are the first things to go.
Can you do Chucky from Child's Play? That was what I said a minute ago.
Don't really know him.
Yeah, okay. I didn't think so.
Sorry, guys.
Not your thing. We tried. Throw in some Tommy Wiseau. I know it's a repeat, but it was a good one.
Then he slithered and slunk with the smile most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present! Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorns, and plums. He stuffed them in bags, then the Grinch, very nimbly, stuffed all of the bags one by one up the chimney. What a funny story, Dr. Seuss.
Scooby-Doo?
I'm not really too hot on Scooby, but I'll give you some Shaggy. That'll work, right? Then he slunk to the icebox and took the Who's Feast. He took the Who pudding, and he took the roast beast. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. Zoinks!
And I'm seeing You Are Tearing Me Apart, Bobsheaux.
You're tearing me apart, YouTube live streaming. YouTube betrayed me. I fed up with his world.
Okay, we have a donation. Faust Noodles would like you to do Edward Scissorhands.
Wow, that's kind of a challenge. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree.
That was good. I can't see when the page ends, so I don't know. I'm just... Okay. Got that one. Derek Savage.
And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast and he heard a small who. Little Cindy Lou Who was no more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter who got out of the bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why? See, it just seems to me that there are some things that are right and they're wrong. Steal our Christmas tree is wrong. Why would you do that, Santa Claus?
Oh, gosh. To all Southerners out there, he apologizes.
But he's native from Hollywood.
Yeah. And so am I. Y'all. Oh shoot, I just saw a good one. Come back. Jeff Goldblum.
But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought of a lie and he thought of quick. Yes. Why my sweet little tot, the fake Santa Claus, lied. There's a light on this tree that it won't light on inside. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there and I'll bring it back here. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Mickey Mouse. Another repeat that was a good one.
And his fitful the child, and he patted her head, and he got her a drink and sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. And the last thing he took was the log for their fire, and he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the only speck of food he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for an house. Oh.
Okay, we're gonna combine two of them. Let's have some Shatner Puss in Boots.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses.
Oh, God. Oh, you have been deemed the god of voices.
What were you doing, Shatner? Come on.
Oh, this is, a standard favorite. Let's have some Mark Hamill Joker.
It was dawn. All the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze when he packed up his sled. Backed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings.
That's awesome. Oh, okay.
Swoon.
Swoon. Sorry, I got a little warm over here.
Baby, you're the greatest.
Okay. Dracula.
3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Po-po to the Who's, he was grinchiously humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up, I know just what they'll do. The mouths will hang open a minute or two, then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry, boo-hoo!
You knew it was coming. I predicted it, and you said you hoped it wouldn't happen. Sam Witwicky!
And I will, at the same time, object to and deliver. No, 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 no! There's Sam Witwicky.
That's the best you're gonna get. Oh.
That's my car. Ah!
Pinkie Pie.
Pinkie Pie. Probably gonna mess it up here, but here goes.
That's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put a hand to his ear, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow.
That was surprisingly good. You have now started whole new rumors about you being a brony.
Oh, wonderful. Cultural osmosis, that's all it is, people.
Sure, honey.
Uh-huh.
Let's have some Cartman.
But the sound wasn't sad, but the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry. Very. He stared down at Whoville, and the Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Oh, God damn it!
Got any Oogie Boogie for us?
Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came! Somehow or other, it came just the same.
How about Bobby Wobbly?
And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. Then he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means he likes bubbles.
A little bit more.
A little bit more.
Oh, goodness.
I hope you saw that, because I'm never doing that again.
Please refer to his review of the Oogie Loves and the ensuing dance that follows.
Which I may or may not have to upload to BitChute. I can't remember if I put it there or not.
Oh boy, okay.
Yeah. Again,
right.
Thanks, YouTube!
We're getting a request for a repeat of Randy Savage. Macho Man, Randy Savage.
And we're on the last page here, so that'll be a fun way to wrap this reading up. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. Oh, yeah! And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his nose through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And he himself, the Grinch, snapped into a Slim Jim. The end! Oh, yeah!
Alright, now we're definitely going to have to go through that at least one more time.
Yes, but with all the more technical difficulties, we should have been over the last time.
I'm sorry.
Just give me a big red Start Stream button. Is that hard?
Apparently so. Need a sip of water?
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Stab it to a candy cane.
Snap into a candy cane! Merry Christmas! You left us too soon, Mr. Savage.
Let me know when you're ready.
Little command performance. Alright. First voice to lead us in.
Christopher Lloyd's Doc Brown.
Every Who liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why, no one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small! 2 sizes too small!
Another repeat here. Oh goodness, I lost it. Too many things to keep up with. Vincent Price.
But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, eating the Who's, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in that town, for he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now, hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas, it's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming!
Oh, hey, Parker French, did you have a request, or did you just want to contribute? If you have a request, let us know.
Or just contribute, that works too.
Elmo!
For tomorrow he knew all the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early, they'd rush for their toys, and then, oh, that noise! That's one thing he hated! That noise! Elmo don't like noise.
Can you do Linkara?
Then the Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast. They'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast. They would feast on Who pudding, and rare Who roast beast, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. I'll apologize to Linkara if my voice sucks there.
Oh, here's another good one. Jim Carrey's The Grinch. That was a favorite.
And then they would do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together, with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing. And they'd sing, and they'd sing, and they'd sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? I mean, in what way?
Very good.
Oh no. I'm speaking in rhyme!
President Obama.
Hmm?
President Obama.
Then he got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. And when people ask me if the Grinch can get a wonderful, awful idea, we will say to them, yes, we can.
Oh, here, another repeat. Patrick Warburton.
I know just what to do, the Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked, what a great Grinchy trick! With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick. Oh yeah!
Peter Griffin.
All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer was scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the Grinch? No. The Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Brian, and he took some red thread, and he tied a big horn on top of his head.
It doesn't get much gayer than this.
Can you do any of The Simpsons?
Lots to choose from.
Homer has been the one that's been most suggested, I think.
Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, "Get up!" and the sleigh started down toward the home where the Who's lay a snooze in their town. And he passed a stupid sexy Flanders.
Oh my goodness. How's your Marty McFly?
All their windows were dark. Quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came on the first little house on the square. This is heavy. This is stop number 1, the old Grinchy Claus hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. Not my best, but hey, give it a try.
That was good. That was good. Captain Kirk.
Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch, but if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two, and he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue where the little Who stockings all hung in a row. These stockings, he grinned, are the first things to go.
That was awesome. Okay. John Ratzenberger.
And then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant round the whole room, and he took every present. Popguns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn and plums. And he stuffed them in bags, and the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags up by one up the chimney.
I'm not having him do Gilbert Gottfried, guys. I hate Gilbert Gottfried's voice. I'm not doing it.
Baby.
I'm gonna hang up. You're on your own.
To be fair, I did do SpongeBob earlier.
Yes, but does his voice remind you of fingernails on a chalkboard?
Kinda, yeah.
Go for it. I hate you all.
I love you, baby.
No, you don't.
Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, the Grinch even took the last can of Who hash.
Hannibal Lecter.
Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree.
You knew it was coming. Cool cat.
Of course.
And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou Who was not more than 2. And I love babies.
Stranger danger.
The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter who got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, "Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?"
Oh no. Oh. How about
restroom break?
Will Smith?
Good idea.
How's your Will Smith?
Pass.
Pass. Okay. Christopher Lee.
But you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought up a lie, and he thought it up quick. Why, my sweet little tot, the fake Santa Claus lied. There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear.
I'll fix it up there, and I'll bring it back here. And then Cindy Lou wet herself. Okay.
I have been ignoring this one for so long, but you've done Gilbert Gottfried, so you might as well just completely do me in.
Oh no.
Pee-wee Herman.
Oh, I love you fans.
I don't. I hate you all.
And his fit fooled the child. Then he patted her head and he got her a drink and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Ah!
God. Ooh. I don't know which was worse, Gilbert Gottfried or Pee-wee Herman.
At least I think I could do Pee-wee better.
Jack Sparrow. Captain Jack Sparrow. Get the taste out of my mouth, man.
And actually, you know what? At least Pee-wee can turn it off. Gilbert Gottfried, I don't
no,
think he
there is
can.
no at least. He's terrible.
Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Hey?
That's better. Kermit the Frog.
Then he did the same thing with the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses. It was 15:15 dawn, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze when he packed up his sled. Packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. Next.
That was. I'm looking. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the list that I have written down from the first one. Owen Wilson.
3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load up to the tip-top to dump it. Poo-poo to the Who's, he was graciously humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up, I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two, then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry, boo-hoo!
How's your Rocket Raccoon?
I need to see that movie again.
Yeah, okay. Can you do any of the Alpha and Omega pups?
Yeah! There.
That's the best you're gonna get.
Okay.
Like Sam Witwicky.
I will attempt Runt.
That's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put a hand to his ear, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow.
I'm gonna have to take a shower after this.
Do you feel dirty?
And hair in my mouth doesn't help.
How about some Bugs Bunny?
Yeah, but the sound wasn't sad, Doc. Why, the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very. He stared down at Whoville, the Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Apparently it was rabbit season all along.
Okay, I don't know how you do this, but I'm going to throw it out there. Groot.
I am Groot, I am Groot, I am Groot, I am Groot, I am Groot. I am Groot, I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot.
Oh, that's a good one. Samuel L. Jackson.
And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, of bags. And it puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more.
And I am sick of all these mother effing Christmases in my mother effing Grinch stories!
Can you do Ahmed the Dead Terrorist?
Perfect way to end the story. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. And then he blew it up.
Alright, well, we have almost half an hour to go before the stream should be officially over.
Yes.
So, do we want to go through the book? Do you have a different book that you could read? Not the one for tomorrow, but...
No, not The Nightmare Before Christmas, which will be for my patrons only. So, all of you who are my patrons currently, be sure to keep an eye out for that, and who knows, maybe we'll get it right this time! And if you guys aren't my patrons, well, just make a little $1 pledge to patreon.com/Bobsheaux, and there you go. But, pardon me. What could I take a look at for you guys? All my books are behind a mountain of crap over there on my bed right now.
Oops.
Yeah. I guess we could take some Q&A.
Do you have Twas the Night Before Christmas?
I really should have a copy of that, shouldn't I? I don't, but I need to get one.
Okay. Okay. So, what do you guys want to do? You want to do some Q&A, or do you want to go through the Grinch one more time?
Thank you, Lag.
Yes, thank you, Lag. They're still saying 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. He doesn't have it to read out. Or he can't get to it.
Maybe I can find it online?
Maybe.
Let's see.
Actually, the consensus seems to be Q&A.
Okay.
What is your favorite version of the Grinch?
Favorite version, I would have to go with the classic Red by Boris Karloff. The animation by Chuck Jones is absolutely brilliant, and it really cemented down really who and what the Grinch is supposed to be. For example, you'll hear in the song You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, there are termites in your smile. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you pay attention to just the illustrations in the book here, wherein, let's see, what's a good one? Yeah, here we go. If you look closely here, I don't know if I'm showing the right picture here or not, you can see that the Grinch doesn't have any teeth. In the original Seuss drawings, he looks rather much like the Cat in the Hat, actually. But in the original cartoon, he's designed with these really nasty, gnarled teeth, and it's just become such an integral part of the character that now, when you see him without it, like in the Illumination movie, it's like, ooh, that's not the Grinch, they did that wrong. That is my favorite, although I do appreciate the world building that happened in the Jim Carrey film. Again, just seeing how the Who's kind of really latch on to the worst aspects of the holiday, seeing how he's got a history with the Who's and Christmas that just really forces him to hate them and everything that they are. It's like, ooh, wow. You actually got a point here, Grinch.
What's the worst couple in a movie that you've reviewed?
I suppose the question is talking about a romantic couple?
I would think so.
That would have to be the person I refused to do today. Sam and Michaela from Transformers.
Zero chemistry.
Not even that. That's just a problem with the actors, which why do you cast this character so prominently with a woman who can't act? I don't know. But,
Because he had a thing for Megan Fox. Michael Bay did. That's why she was cast. That's the only reason she was cast.
Okay, fine. Put her in acting classes. Just give us something. But
I don't think she's smart enough for acting classes.
I don't know. But in-universe, in the story, Sam has been pining for her ever since the first grade. They established this very early on in the first movie. Then, the first movie ends, and they're together. Nice. The second movie comes along 2 years later, and yes, these movies are happening in real time. Revenge of the Fallen takes place in 2009, while the first Transformers takes place in 2007. We know this because of us seeing which presidents are in the White House at the time. First one had Bush, second one had Obama. It's actually happening as it goes. It's been 2 years since they hooked up, and Sam can't say, "I love you," to who is commonly perceived as one of the most attractive women in the world? Really? And the whole movie revolves around him finally dropping the L-bomb to this chick he's been banging for the last 2 years. And then movie 3 comes along, gone. Nothing happened. There's nothing. Just a token mention about how they're no longer together anymore. Why? What happened? You spend a whole movie trying to get her to just pay attention to you. The second movie, you're together. You won. But, and she's still with you despite your inability to say, "I love you," which shouldn't be that hard if you've been with her for this long, right? Baby, help me out here. How long were we seeing each other before I finally said it?
A couple of weeks?
Okay, that's
Maybe?
Okay, that's even better. I thought it was a couple of months.
No!
Weeks! There you go.
Wait, I remember we started out saying, well, yeah, I love you, but like a friend. I love you like a friend.
Yeah,
and that quickly went out the window.
Yeah, the whole platonic thing just wasn't working, was it?
No.
But yeah, even still, just as friends, you and I said it like nothing. Because it was just so easy.
Because we have chemistry. And I'm a hell of a lot smarter than Megan Fox.
To my audience, you're just a voice and maybe a cartoon character. And there is so much more chemistry between the two of us.
I'd like to think so.
But
see.
yeah,
Is there a movie that you will never ever review?
Is there a movie I will never ever review? That is a very tricky question. Some movies I will prefer to not review because it's like, what's the point? Everyone else has already done them to death. I gotta agree with the nostalgia critic on episode 1 of Star Wars at this point. Everyone's done it. It's like, okay, what else is there for me to say? Unless there is something that I've thought of that no one else has, then maybe I'll talk about that. Then there are movies that are so horrible they need to be reviewed, kind of as a cautionary thing. This was absolutely horrendous, but I did have to share Where the Dead Go to Die with you guys. Just as a way of saying, hey, stay away. Please trust me on this. Don't watch this movie. Please.
And I just have to say, you and Fedora did an awesome job on the treatment you gave the movie to where it was actually watchable.
Thank you.
That was such a cool thing to do. I was very impressed.
It was so challenging finding a kernel of something in that nightmare and trying to form a couple of stories around them. Like, oh, that's happening. Okay, what if it happened like this instead? Maybe? I don't know. And everyone loves it.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. And then when you and Fedora dropped the act, it's utter shit.
Yes, thank you so much, Fedora, for your contribution to that review. was awesome.
Yes. You gotta do that again.
But movies I will never review. I can't think of any at the moment. I have
even
said...
some that you've said you will not be able to review. We have some ideas in the works.
I was actually just going to say, there is a particular genre which many people have asked me to do, which I cannot comment on because I don't honestly know what I'm looking at. I don't know how to review it beyond. But recently I figured out a way how to do that and be more entertaining than just that, so keep your eyes open.
Yes. Yes, that's going to be cool. Will you dress up as a troll again for me?
Is that a question from the audience or from
it
my lady?
It actually is!
Oh dear.
We just want to see your true colors shining through.
I suppose it would be a shame to let that troll wig go to waste, wouldn't it?
I know, it was amazing, and the body paint. Oh wow, that was just too good, too good.
I do have to figure out another use for that felt jacket that I had made. That was good.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite horror or slasher film?
I have to say that my favorite horror film would be the original Haunting from 1963. Just so interesting seeing how they showed absolutely nothing in that movie, but it's still friggin' terrifying. Many of you may have seen The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix, the new miniseries that was on a few months ago.
Awesome.
Yes, awesome.
If you haven't seen it, get a Netflix account just so you can watch it because it will blow you away.
It's similar to that in how it's all psychological horror, except where the series had a couple of jump scares here and there, while not being the same kind of oversaturated special effects extravaganza like the 1999 film was. It really played more off of the original from '63, where it's all about what you think you're seeing. It's all about the house playing tricks on your mind, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I'd say that would be my favorite horror film of all time.
Someone had a question for me. Am I ever going to start reviewing porn again? Yes, I likely will, but it will not be on YouTube. I am planning a move to Pornhub. They have, I've contacted them and we've been talking about it, and that my content, the reviews and other things, would be very welcome there. So, those of you who are old enough, check me out on Pornhub in the next few months.
I was going to say, only for 18 or older.
Yes, only if you're 18 or older. Okay. What is your favorite thing about Raven, and what is your least favorite thing about her? I'm so sorry, Raven. I love you guys so much. We love you too.
My favorite thing about her, I'm not allowed to say on this family-oriented channel.
Shame on you.
Hi-oh!
Come on.
And my least favorite thing about her is nothing. Because there's nothing wrong with her.
Try again.
Favorite thing about Raven...
I want to know the answer now. I want to know the answer now.
I'll let you know when I think of it. But my favorite thing about her... this is going to sound so self-depreciating. She is one of, like... She's basically, like, the only a person I ever met who really appreciates nice guys. I know, I'm sorry, I'm just laying out my dirty laundry here, but there have been so many times when I am trying to look for that special someone, and they say, "Oh, I appreciate a guy who knows how to treat me well, who's nice to me, that kind of thing, you know." And then I try to introduce myself, try to get a little bit closer to them, and I am just wet toast as far as they're concerned. I'm boring, I'm not exciting, I don't know.
I don't know who these people are, but they're stupid. You are anything but boring.
Oh, thank you.
Now, what's your least favorite thing about me? Be honest.
Least favorite thing about you is you're too far away.
Oh, I agree. That's my least favorite thing about me too. What is the hardest movie?
Wait. You're too far away from yourself?
Yes, that's exactly what I meant. Jerk. What was the hardest movie to sit through that you've reviewed?
Well, those who have actually seen this review are already familiar with this story. That would be Maleficent.
That was harder than Where the Dead Go to Die?
Yes. Because Where the Dead Go to Die, it was easy enough for me to just turn it off. Because we were watching this on my computer. With Maleficent, I had to get out of my seat, walk out of the theater, and go to customer service to ask for a refund.
I can't believe you did that. It wasn't that bad of a movie.
It was insulting.
I liked it.
I know
I liked
did.
your tweaks, but I liked the movie overall.
Everybody
and Angelina
liked
Jolie, come on. Those cheekbones were perfect.
They were perfect. She was perfect casting.
Yes, she is perfect. Mm-hmm.
She is a wonderful actress. The scene where she wakes up to find her wings gone. Oh my god, that was powerful stuff right there.
Heartbreaking.
Why did the rest of the movie have to suck so bad?
It didn't! Why do you hate a redemption story?
Not for the self-proclaimed mistress of all evil! Not for
Everybody deserves redemption.
Not for a woman who wants to kill a baby because she missed out her christening!
Everybody deserves a chance at redemption.
Not those who aren't looking for it.
She obviously was.
Ugh. Next question. Why is there a Maleficent 2 coming out?
Because there needs to be a Maleficent 2.
Ugh.
It's gonna be awesome.
What else is there to do?
We will find out.
I know.
Let's see. We're so cute together. Thank you.
Not a question, but I'll take it.
Would you ever consider reviewing retro video games? Would you?
Very good question.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually going to address this in a later video of mine, but I need to incentivize more people into contributing to my Patreon. And I figure that the best way of doing that is by saying, hey guys, if I reach X amount of dollars in my Patreon, I will do my first video game review. And I've had a couple of ideas in mind about what I should be doing, but there's a taste for retro gaming that you guys think I should do? I should look into that, methinks.
Well, you're not very big into pop culture. You don't know a lot of the references. You're still baffled by Facebook and Twitter.
Yes, I'm an old man. Leave me alone.
Old man in a nice body. I mean, a young man's body. But I'm saying, if you simply must review video games, perhaps retro video games would be more your style.
Oh, definitely. I have still got my Super Nintendo, my PS1, N64, GameCube. Got an Atari Flashback, a ColecoVision.
You've got the equipment to do it.
I do have the equipment. Time to take you all back in the past.
So. Oh, thank you. Not a question, I just want to say I love your stuff, and he pledged $2 to be able to say that.
Aw, thank you. Who was that?
That was Caleb Delp.
Thank you, Mr. Delp.
Yeah, when we were doing one of the, I think the one before, someone asked me to have you do McCree.
McCree.
Exactly. I said the only reason I know who McCree is because I watch Critical Role.
Ah.
And McCree was voiced by Matthew Mercer, the god of Dungeons and Dragons DMs, and a damn good voice actor, and just very nice all the way around.
Yeah, so far, the only real thing that I've been able to connect with as far as Critical Role goes, none of which I've actually seen, I'm just going off of secondhand information of what Raven's given me, is Kitty, who is apparently very sweet.
Oh, yes. I am very sweet. I miss Carrie. Any other Critical Role fans out there?
Everyone misses Kiri. I have very little doubt that they'll bring her back at some point.
Well, she's in the new intro.
She is, isn't she?
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, Bob does not watch Critical Role. He doesn't watch Critical Role. The only thing he knows is what I've told him. And I showed him some clips of Kiri, and he fell in love.
Yeah, imagine that. Me falling in love with the little bird lady. Who knew?
Oh, it's amazing what you'll do for ravens and ravenesques.
Kinda, yeah.
Hint, hint. Hint, hint. Never mind, you can't reveal it. You know what I'm talking about, though. Little Raven.
Maybe I'll remember it when you remind me when we're done here. Which I guess you can't do for the moment.
You know what you're working on, right? What you're editing? You know why you're doing that one.
Yes.
Yes, now you know what I'm talking about. Say no more. What are some of your favorite MST3K episodes?
Well, it is true what they say. Everyone's first ends up being their favorite, inevitably. My first, and ergo one of my absolute favorites, is Parts the Clonus Horror. Which some of you may know as the movie that tried to sue Michael Bay for ripping it off and remaking it into The Island. It tells the story of basically this facility where clones are grown and harvested for their organs. So, you know, that's fun.
A light romp.
A light romp, yes. One of them escapes and tries to blow the whistle on the whole organization, but he ends up being recaptured, and he ends up being frozen today, so, you know, fun. Yeah, I'm also very quickly falling in love with the newer seasons on Netflix. Right now, Raven and I are still working our way through The Gauntlet. Lots and lots of fun there. I seriously need to get myself a green lab coat, like a Dr. F wore. That'd be awesome.
I could totally pull off Kinga.
Oh, yes, you could. But yeah.
It's so weird with the lag. You just did the gauntlet thing on the video. So much lag.
Sorry, guys.
Are you excited about the Bumblebee movie?
Oh, man. I only just heard this morning. 97% Rotten Tomatoes rating. Up until now, my hat's flying off here, isn't it? Up until now, the only movie with the highest rating that they ever got was the original Transformers back in 2007 with a 57%. Think about that. 57%, and everything is only downhill from there, in like the teens. Now we got 97%. Oh my god, this movie is pleasing a lot of critics. And it's a Transformers movie. I don't even have to look at the movie, just the trailers, and I can say to everyone who said, "Oh, it's a Transformers movie, yeah, what were you expecting? Something good! Like this!" Just because it's got big robots hitting each other in the face, it doesn't mean it's gotta suck! But yes, I am very excited to see Bumblebee. I'm gonna have to take some time to see that. And you will definitely...
I think you owe it to your fans here to do a review of it.
Yes, yes. And like with Transformers 4, I am going to be doing a review where I'm talking about it on the fly, although much more polished than that initial review. And then I'll be going back into the more conventional video essay sort of style that I do for most of my other reviews when it's finally out on DVD. And I can show you a good copy of it. So, I get to review it twice for you. Hooray!
Hooray! So this, I think the same person that's been asking me to have you do Gilbert Gottfried's voice just to annoy me, is now asking me to sing "Let It Go" to you.
All's fair in love and war.
I am not singing. No, I can't sing. I can't sing.
Well, if you're not going to sing, then I will offer this up. Life is not some cartoon musical where all you have to do is sing a little song, and all your insipid dreams magically come true. So let it go. Love that scene from Zootopia. Yes!
Sing "Let It Go" together. I don't think so. No.
No. Just no.
Yeah, I gotta stop putting out singing videos. People think that I can actually sing.
You can sing.
That is creative editing.
And it is finding out which songs are good for your range.
That's very limited range.
You do have a deeper voice than a lot of other women out there. That cannot be denied. But you sing...
It's okay, that's my moneymaker.
Yes, it is. Ooh.
Down boy.
Down boy! But you can sing, my lady.
Well, thank you. But you don't know.
Oh, I do.
I think we did a pretty good job with the Elephant Love medley at the end of
We did.
what was it? Those the trolls? No.
I forget, but yes, we did a good job.
It was something squishy.
Yes. Manchichis?
Manchichis, that was it.
I have embarrassed myself. No more questions?
See. I'm drawing a blank here. Favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show? MST3K, hands down.
Second favorite TV show?
Probably Beast Wars. Remember having to record that on VHS so many years ago. And suddenly the number one memory that comes back to me from that is watching the episode where Dinobot comes back from the dead, and we see his transmetal velociraptor feet step out of his stasis pod. Then commercial break, but we can't watch anymore because we have to go and get to the bus. No, wait.
And finally, what is your Christmas wish this year?
My Christmas wish is actually something pertaining to something that Raven and I were talking about earlier today in the previous stream. We want to get together for our 5th anniversary in August of next year. But it is very, very difficult to save up in order to do that. We were talking about putting up a crowdfunding campaign to help make that possible. We'll be releasing a more official video on the details about what that'll be about in weeks to come. But, yeah, my Christmas wish is that my fans would help me out in having this one little thing come true.
That's my wish, too. It's been too long. Fun fact, we have actually only spent a total of 16 days in physical contact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of our relationship has been strictly long distance.
Yes.
And it's going to be our 5th anniversary in August, so help us out, guys!
Yes, last time we were actually together was in February 2017?
Yes, late February, early March.
Yeah. And that was nice, but it was all too short.
Yeah. So we're hoping for at least 3 weeks this next time.
Yeah. So, I don't know, maybe you guys want to help us out?
Stay tuned. That'll probably be the very beginning of January. We'll probably get that rolling.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Christmas is just too busy.
And how? Oof.
So, of course, any of you who are subscribers or would like, not subscribers, patrons, and or who would like to be patrons at patreon.com/Bobsheaux for as little as $1 a month are welcome to join us tomorrow with hopefully less technical difficulties.
Or who knows, maybe more!
Or maybe more. You just don't know. That's the challenge. But join us tomorrow, 7 p.m., hopefully, for a reading in various voices of A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Bum bum bum!
That's going to be fun.
The nightmare tempts you. Yeah, so be sure to tune in for that. My patrons who currently are, and my patrons who have yet to come. Anything else you want to say, Raven?
Happy holidays, Felix Wolf, who just pledged so that he could say Happy Holiday, Merry Christmas to us.
Oh, thank you, Felix. Happy holidays to you too, sir. And happy holidays and a very Merry Christmas to all of you. And see you guys later.